In football, everything is obvious after it happens. My goal is to make everything obvious before it happens. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Seeing Red. Coming off the loss to USC, obviously it's a difficult loss. And it's made even worse by the fact that we lost two of our starters in Pritchett and Dylan Raiola. I don't know how long Pritchett's going to be out, but Raiola's obviously out for the season, so that'll be a big blow. I do think that we'll adjust the offense now that Latif is in there. But I'm just going to go over a couple plays from the game, some things that I thought were really important. Biggest impacts from the game. Our offensive line is playing phenomenal over the past couple weeks. We've only given up one sack against Northwestern and one sack against USC, which is a huge improvement from the Minnesota game. Also, in 3 out of the last 4 games, Emmett's had over 100 yards rushing, the one exception being the Minnesota game, where we obviously made corrections. And then Dominic Jones was the highest-rated corner by, I think, PFSN today. Sierra Wright played phenomenal against Mekhi Lemon. That was a huge matchup, and he totally shut him down. He won that matchup. Andrew Marshall, they kind of picked on him the most, but he had an interception, so I think he held up. Overall, I think our defense played phenomenal. There are just one or two little details that would have took the performance to the next level, and I'll go over a couple of those plays. So this first play is supposed to show you how the defense is supposed to look. We're going to watch the defensive linemen. They're going to be reading, I think this is Williams Nwaneri, so they're not going to block him, and everybody's going to block away, and then he's going to be the read defender. So Nebraska, for their scheme, rather than have him play the quarterback or the running back, they just told him all night, you have the running back. So he's flying in here no matter what, getting the running back. This guy's going to try and jam up the lane, and they're going to try and just plug all these middle holes and keep the linebackers free. He's in the run fit, and he's got the quarterback. So the way this is going to look when the play happens is all these guys are going to crash down, and the line's going to go away, and then he's going to wrap around and make sure the quarterback can't go anywhere. And he does actually a really good job of that early on in the game. And then we'll see what happens later in the game, how they're able to get their one touchdown on that play. So we'll watch Shavers right here. Comes forward, has the quarterback, doesn't let the quarterback go anywhere. Everyone else takes care of the running back. So that's the same play. Shavers supposed to step forward, and he does, but he takes one false step inside, and it gives Maava just enough space to run outside. If he just stays committed to Maava the whole time, this is an easy tackle for loss. And it ends up with a touchdown instead. Comes forward, takes one step inside, misses him. But he would have had him at the line of scrimmage. So we'll watch it again here. He comes inside, and he hesitates for a half second and takes that step inside. So again, not mentioning that to pick on Vincent Shavers, but just to show how well our defense played all night and how just the smallest thing can lead to a touchdown. It was just literally a half step away from being a tackle for a loss and ended up going for a 12 to 14-yard gain and a touchdown. Just speaking to the same fact of how close things can be in football, I feel like a number of times throughout the night we took those vertical shots to Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter, and in a different game, I think we would have gotten a lot more pass interference calls than we got against USC. I felt like that number 25 was basically tackling our receivers every time, and they kept mentioning him not coming back to the ball, but he wouldn't even turn around and would tackle our receivers. So that's another thing where we kept going to those plays, hoping that we would get a call, and we didn't. But it doesn't mean that the offense was bad because that play didn't work. We should have gotten the call, so we did the right thing. It doesn't always work out in your favor just because you do the right thing, and that's unfortunately the frustrating part about football some of the times. The reason why coaching is so important is you want to make sure that when you see stuff on tape that's an issue, that it's not going to be an issue the rest of the season. So early in the season, we were complaining about the blocking of our offensive line, and we're worried that it was going to be an issue all season, and it was an issue in multiple games. But when we realized what the issue actually was, it was scheme. It wasn't the blocking. We had bad scheme, so we need to get the ball out quicker and run the ball more. Well, now we've eliminated those sacks. So when you're watching tape, it's not about results. It's about what are we seeing consistently and what can we fix and what can we improve and what can we try and mitigate. Some things are going to be out of your hands. You just do the best you can. With that being said, I think the Huskers actually played a really sound game. I think we had a great game plan executed. like I said, it's just one of those things where sometimes you try your best and circumstances prevent you from winning. So got another opportunity to win this week against UCLA. Be dropping a video for that on Thursday. Feel free to check it out. Go Big Red.